this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have the picture in the studio, me on the mic, and then in the back, Flacco's writing rhymes, and there's a naked girl. He's using a naked girl as a table, and he has like the notepad on her. And that shit, you know, when you see some shit like that, it's like, who the fuck are these motherfuckers with a naked girl as a table? Like,
yeah. Guys, welcome to the Let's Excel Show, a platform for our people where we strive to excel. I'm your host, Excel Lopez, and we're here with recording artist Haas is in the building, bro, blessing us.
What's the deal? What's up to everybody out there? What's up? What's the word?
Yo, out here, bro, I'll talk about you. That's the word. The word is about you, man. About
man.
The shit that you've been up to and like catching up and stuff, man. It's good seeing you again, bro.
Yeah, man. Word,
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I just want to say, I mean, I said it before we started, but bro, man, I'm proud of you, man, for real. Proud of you. I feel like people don't say that enough, man. I came here and I'm like, wow. Because I remember the conversation we had like 2 years ago, and you were saying how you wanted to do it, and now you're doing it. This shit is amazing.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. That's love,
man,
bro.
Real shit.
Man, like, fuck, you're an inspiration, man. You've been doing your shit for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, so that kind of like, you know, that good energy begets other good energy. And like, I know you're relentless with your shit. So like, that's how like, you know, we're trying to fucking elevate this shit too, man. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man. So talk to me. How you doing?
Doing great, man. And you know when people be like, how you doing? And you just be like, I'm doing good. I really am, man. I feel really good. I feel great space, great mental space. Spiritually, I feel great. Creatively, I feel great, man. It's just amazing. So I'm really fucking happy.
I'm proud of you, man. That's dope. Because like that's a real thing when people just say, "Yo, yeah, I'm good," and it's good. Like, bro, talk to me.
Yeah, I'll be like, you know, I'll tell you how I really feel. If I'm not doing that good, I'll be like, hey, man, you know, I ain't really been doing the best, but. Man, I feel good.
That's fucking great, bro. I'll see you, man. You're fucking working out. You're looking great. You're healthy and shit. That's a fucking dope. Yo, man. So let's talk about like the origin story, man. Where you from? Like, what's going on with you? What's going like?
Yes, sir.
The background.
Dominican parents. I was born here, raised in Harlem. Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to Wash Heights. The whole uptown. Everybody uptown. I say I rep uptown because I spent a lot of my teenage years in Washington Heights, just being a young dumb nigga. Wilding, crashing house parties, 30 deep, not knowing nobody there, like just bugging.
So you're one of the guys that I had to hold out.
I was one of those guys.
You're one of those guys like, yo, there's something going on here. I needs to be there.
Word, like we'll just walk around the hood and just listen to we'll listen to a party and be like, yo, we in there 30 deep, not knowing a single soul. But what they gonna tell us, we 30 deep.
You're charging $5 at the door.
But yeah, man, as far as hip hop goes, my start in it, I remember just being infatuated with like the creative artists, the animated artists. Like the first rapper I really was infatuated with, my cousin Jacqueline, shout out to her, I love her. She's like my big sister. She used to babysit me. So when she would babysit me, she would play like video music box or just have like albums. And I remember one of the first albums I ever heard was The Score by the Fugees.
Nice.
And I was like, you know, Killing Me Softly, all of that. I was blown away. Then fast forward a little bit, I see this music video on Video Music Box, and it's this smooth talking rapper with the same girl from the Fugees who I already love, Lauryn Hill, and it's Nas. And I'm just blown away. Yo, this dude is so cool. Like, oh man, like, so fast forward, that's when I fell in love with hip hop. It was off of that. Then came like the more animated rappers, like Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott. I used to love Timbaland, that whole movement from Virginia, like, and then that became, I remember being in junior high, and I used to, Eminem, of course. Eminem was a really, really big influence of mine when I was young. So I used to freestyle in junior high, and I would imitate Eminem, and it was the stupidest shit ever. Like, it was just stupid ass rhymes. I would just be bugging out. And then I remember having a science project. Shout out to Miss Biggs. I actually reconnected with her on Facebook recently and told her like, yo, you really the reason I started rapping.
That's dope shit.
Yo, she gave us a science project about hypothermia. So I said, yo, could I rap our presentation, our group? Can I rap it? I wrote everybody's rap in the group and the chorus, and I still remember. All I remember was the chorus, because you remember that song, Notorious?
Uh-huh.
So we did that, but we was like, hypothermia. Yo, and I hit him with bars, and all I remember was like the reaction I got from, look, I'm getting goosebumps now, it's crazy. All I remember was the reaction from everybody in class and just that feeling. And I felt like this is a feeling I want to have for the rest of my life, bro. Like just the reaction of hearing me rap and then just being in the back of the bus and just writing rhymes. I used to have notepads full of rhymes when I was like already like 13, 14. And everybody would always just ask me, yo, rap something, rap something. And fast forward when I got to my high school years, I was, in the streets, wilding, whatever. And we had a crew and we would always chill. And I remember I had the compact Presario that came with the installed microphone, and it had the Logitech cam. I don't know if you remember. I'm just letting y'all know how old it is. It's some old shit. But anyways,
I'm looking that shit up. I didn't see that.
Bro, it had the sound recorder installed in the screen. Mm-hmm. So every time people would come chill to my crib, I remember I was a big fan of Rap City, The Basement. And they used to have the freestyles. So if you rapped or if you didn't rap, actually, shout out to my boy Jose. He was the originator of that. He put me on because he did it first. He was like, yo, the booth. Anyone that comes in here has to bless the booth with a freestyle. So I freestyled and they was like, oh, shit, this nigga's actually nice. Because, they was just like joking around. Mm-hmm. And then I sort of took that from them and would do it in my crib with like my boys from 139 where I grew up. Shout out OTN, everybody over there.
Let's get it.
And yo, it became this thing where we formed like a crew and we would just rap all the fucking time. And I was like the one. I remember shout out to my good friend Oscar Baez. He was like my big brother. He was heavily in the streets and like gangbanging and shit. But I remember he was the one that really, him and R.I.P. Chioki Akechi, one of my friends from junior high, he was the first one to tell me you're gonna be a rapper. And then my boy a few years later was like, yeah, you're gonna be a rapper, but you really, really talented. And I was, when you're young, you could take different lanes and that would just, I feel like it opens alternative universes where it's in one lane I became a Crip and like just went and became a gangbanging crazy motherfucker. Or shout out to he was like, nah, bro, leave all that street shit to me. You're gonna rap. You really have talent. So from there it was just like I just kept recording and still on it, pushing. And it's just like, that's really how I fell in love with this shit, man. And shout out to everybody I came across and like people that I've worked with, like Flacco, Gabriel, who you had on here. He like was one of those like close friends of mine that would always like motivate me and push me too. We actually even did a whole mixtape together and everything in like 2013? And that shit was fire.
That's why you're here, bro. Yeah. He was like, yo, son, he needs to tell these stories about the shit y'all was on. He said, bro, that y'all was on some shit. Yeah, and y'all had a lot of spins. And
cause you know what it was?
Shout out Flacco.
Yo, shout out to Flacco. This was like, shout out to Flacco for real. This is that Piff era, the mixtape era. So we was like, yo, how do we like... the biggest thing I noticed that catches my eye is the covers, because all people see is the cover on that Piff. Before, if they don't know your name, they see the cover. If it stands out, they'll click. So I remember, I won't say the name of the girl, but we was like, yo, bro, the picture. I don't know if he ever showed you the picture for the mixtape cover.
Did not,
bro. So I can't remember if it was me or him or both of us was like, yo, like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have the picture in the studio, me on the mic. And then in the back, Flacco's writing rhymes, and there's a naked girl. He's using a naked girl as a table, and he has like the notepad on her. And that shit, when you see some shit like that, it's like, who the fuck are these motherfuckers with a naked girl as a table? Like, so off of that, it got a lot of hits and shit. And we kept recording. Flacco eventually he decided he didn't really like want to do the rap shit like that, cause and I get it. He wanted to like really get the bag. And I feel like we were like, I was like more like, nah, man, the bag will come. I want to do the music. And but we're both like sort of like meeting in the middle now, where it's like he's still very passionate about it. And I've been talking to him about like, bro, even if you don't rap, that motherfucker has an ear, bro. Like he has an ear, because he's put me on an artist, and same, like I put him on where it's like they'll blow up immediately. I remember him talking about Little TJ before TJ blew up, because one of his friends, Mike Larry. So Mike was Little TJ's, like, he was like one of his teachers in the school and was early like listening to him. And Flacco was like, yo, we got to put money behind this kid. He's going to be a superstar.
That's awesome.
Fast forward, little TJ, shout out to little TJ. He's fucking huge now. But yeah, Simon on, just to wrap up the origin story, that's pretty much where it's been. After that, I met Ro. Shout out to Ro the Hitman. He was like my main producer that I worked with, and we made a bunch of music together, amazing music together. Then Mario Gonzalez, who was like a big brother, like I would say big brother figure, like / manager, who would help out a lot with a lot of projects and like help get me out there. And ever since then, man, it's just been grinding, ups and downs, but now we focusing more on the ups.
There you go, man. And use those downs as motivation to get back up.
I said that in the room. I said no loss, just lessons.
That's the right way to say what an L is.
Yeah.
Because
that's the real L word.
Yeah,
lessons,
for real. Because like you don't want to feel that L again. So if you don't learn from it,
exactly.
Then it's gonna be a loss because you're gonna keep doing that vicious circle, that cycle.
Exactly.
Nah, that's some dope shit, man.
Yeah.
So that was good. That was awesome. And shout out. You said Oscar, right? The one that was holding you down and stuff.
Big
shout out to that, bro, because people can see that and they like you said he could have kept you in that space
easily. Yeah. I could have easily joined up with him, joined the Crips, and just gone down that path. He was just, I don't want to say woke, I guess knowledgeable enough of what he saw it in me. So he was like, nah, man, don't do that shit. It ain't nothing out here. And look, like even in hindsight, looking at how things panned out for him, like he did like 15 years. I have friends, man, from all walks of life. It's so funny because like the friends that I grew up in Harlem, shout out to Harlem Horsemen, shout out Onyx, Lincoln, LB, Lincoln, Los. If I'm missing anybody, please forgive me. Johnny Blaze, Ricky. Anyways, yeah, like bro, I got friends that are like anime, mind you, in the same crew, like fans that are just like anime heads and like you could quote unquote nerd, not nerd, but you know, hood. I call it hood nerd because they not like goofy and shit, but they just into like alternative shit. They into like anime and shit like that.
We all into the same shit, man.
You feel me? Like, and then I have friends all the way in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like I have like my boy 15 years, like one of my best friends, my big brother in the streets, and like then you had like my boy Lincoln, who's like just been in and out of jail most of his life. And, you know, just seeing how the system failed him. And like last time I saw him was last summer. And like, you know, when people just don't really seem like they're in a good space mentally, and it's just like heartbreaking, bro. Cause, you know, you look at the system and it's like, man, like y'all supposed to, why is it that they pump it like, y'all supposed to like help like fix people or whatever. I don't know what the word is, but Rehab, sort of, right? But I've never, I can't say in my life that the only person that I could think of off the top of my head, shout out to GMGP, my boy, my brother Claudio. He like was one of the only people that I know that went to jail and came out and was fucking successful. Like a lot of people, his
life around, right?
Yeah, and like a lot of people, you know, jail just fucks them up. So America, y'all got to do better.
For sure, man. Yeah. And you know, some people can't put themselves in a good space to like achieve things and stuff, and like to use like, you know, your art as a thing to escape. Yeah, you know, that's more of an escape for people to use that kind of talent and make it work for them, so that then you're at a good space mentally because you already spit all the stuff that was like kind of weighing on you. Exactly, that's a thing that's kind of like that's a therapy and stuff. You know, some people don't have that type of therapy to kind of, you know, escape whatever the cloud is over them. Word. So that's dope that you have that on for you.
Yeah, man, it's a blessing, yo.
Yeah, man. And like so I kind of want to get back onto the music thing. Like, so when was it when you like recorded your first song?
My first song?
Like, how was that? What's the name of it? What?
Shit, man. It was so long ago. I'm trying to think. My first song. My first song I think might have been, well, the first song I put out with a video, it went hood viral too. It was The Grudge. It was this kid from my neighborhood named Pinky. And I linked up with him, and he was like putting like a label together. And we had recorded this song called The Grudge. And I think Ro produced it, or no, Pinky produced it. And It was, you know how they had like the public access channels?
Yeah, for sure.
So we had the music video on public access.
Nice.
And we shot the video, and it was like, that was like also like my first taste of sort of like hood, sort of celebrity. Cause now I'm walking on like, I'm going to buy weed and motherfuckers is like, yo, The Grudge, yo, that shit hard, bro, keep it up. And I'm
That's
like, yo,
dope.
it's like, yeah. I'm like, yo, what's up? Let me get some more weed.
Here you go, can I get the better strain now? You want to hear some good shit?
Like, but yeah, that was actually, I think that was like my first song video that I put out. It was that one, yeah.
That's dope. So that creative process, how was that like in the booth, in the studio? Like how is that energy in there? Because I've never been in one, so like I want to like, you know, throw that out there for other people.
Like, I'll take you through like how with me, it's almost like speaking in tongues. It sounds weird, but like with me, it's about a beat. It's either I get the beat and I listen to a beat and it's just like I just start doing this like mumbling thing. Or like a melody will come to my head and I'll just start like bopping my head and I'm just like, and then I start panicking and I gotta grab something to write. Like when back then it was like a notepad. So I'm like, yo, I need a paper, I got some shit. And now it's more like, you know, pull the iPhone out, start writing. And it'll be like, bro, it just comes out. It'll be the first line. Once I get that first line, bro, everything just sort of starts flowing. And it's, yo, man, I can't, when I tell you, that is like one of the best feelings, especially like you writing some shit and you know you got some shit and you just looking at like, ooh, this shit hard, like this shit gonna hit, like, and that's really what the process is like. It's like I'll listen to the beat, something to come out, whatever. Now what I do, another thing that I recommend for artists out there, if y'all not doing this, like lay a reference track. As soon as you have the idea, if you got melodies especially, I use my voice memos. I'll deadass record a voice memo. I'll put the beat on like a speaker, record a voice memo, and rap everything with the hook and everything. And I'll listen to that reference track over and over. So now by the time I get to the studio, I have most of the track memorized. So they call me one take highs. Like I go in the booth and it's my engineer be like, bro, like, you can't just run through the whole song. Like, you gotta leave space, come back with the hook, double the hook. You know, cause me, I'm the type that I'm so used to like reciting it fully. Cause when I write my shit now, I think about performing it. I think about performing it and video. So even like the pockets, like little spaces for like breath or whatever, like all of that I incorporated in my writing now. So when I'm in the booth, it's like, bro, chill.
you must be like, yo, you got like, how many songs you got ready like on bro, like on tap for us? Cause you're like, yo, bro, like one take, you're like 10 minutes and you're done. Yeah, you're like, yo, like, you know, you pay for the hour, right?
Hell yeah. I'll be like, listen, I'm trying to squeeze the hell out of that hour, bro. Like, I'll get two records, like two two verses, hook, bridge, 2 records done in an hour easily. Cause it's just, and it's more, what takes the most time out of it is more like adding cause another thing now that I think about a lot is like ad-libs, highlights, little things. I feel like I always have like music playing in my head and there's always ideas popping up. Like my voice memos are just full of random ass melodies and like shit like that.
I hear it.
And it's like, that's probably the thing that adds a little more time to the recording process, is adding all those little things, all those little sounds and little whatever that's gonna make the song like. So I don't know if any of y'all ever experimented with acid, but like
talk about it, sir.
But like with acid, it's like I've taken acid a few times and it's like when I listen to music on acid, it's like you hear every little detail. Like I remember listening to the Migos on acid and I was like, holy fucking shit. Like when they said they like the new Beatles, I was like, nah. And then I heard it and I was like, these dudes is really special. You could tell they really take their time and it's just something that just comes out of them where it's like, yo, you hear little things in the back and I'm just like, that is fucking amazing. So ever since I'm always thinking like that. I'm like, yo, I want somebody to hear my shit like they're on acid.
So you can see the notes floating.
You feel me?
Like, I hear it.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dope, man. Fucking like, cause I've always wanted like to like just experience that energy in a studio. To hear, like to see people like in their creative space, I think that's like one of the most like extraordinary things. It
is, man. It is. Just to see this everything come to fruition and just be created. It's like, man, what a feeling.
I'm sure. So what was I was gonna ask that question, but I'll do this one. So, like, have you ever thought about experimenting with AI to fuck with, like, to like help you with the creative process on things?
Honestly, I haven't given it thought like that, but to speak on it, I will say, you know, there's been like this whole, as you know, there's been like a whole sort of debate on artists feeling a way about AI generated songs using their cadences and their voices or whatever.
That's nasty.
And it's crazy because it's like, yo, it's scary times. I heard a Drake song that sounded like it was a slapper. And this is AI Drake. I was like, nah.
I think I seen that.
Yeah, it's some spooky times because it's like, yo, the thing that I feel like is keeping artists safe from that is the copyright, you know, and the infringement. Like you can't really like take somebody's cadence and just voice it unless there's a loophole. But I have noticed that there's some artists, I forget her name. I think it's Elon Musk. It might be Elon Musk's wife. Anyways, this singer came out and she was like, by all means, use me in AI, just split me my 50-50. And I'm like, you see, that's really the way to look at it. Because if you think about it, it's going that way anyway. You might as well be like, hey, I'm cool with it because you know it's coming regardless. Just break me off my fucking bread. Like,
for real, like that's for real.
Yeah, I need my royalties. I need all this shit. And I bet you two things is going to happen. If you don't want them to use your cadence, they won't. If you're telling them 50-50, or they will, and you getting 50-50. It's a win-win.
It's a win-win, yeah. Because they weren't going to get you anyway. So if they get you this way, then fuck it.
Fuck it. That's got a bag behind it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yo, man. Yo, so Haas, we're going to take a quick little break and stuff. And we're going to keep chopping it up and keep talking about other dope shit that we got going on for you.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
brother?
Yes,
Yo, we back at it at the Let's Excel show.
Chill.
A lot.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? If you haven't subscribed to us yet, you're wildin'. If you listening to us, streaming us, and you still haven't hit follow, you're bugging. Guys, we love you, we appreciate you. All that stuff you do for us, we fuck with you. Thank you, love, peace, let's excel.
So guys, we back out of here at the Let's Excel show. You already know who I am, unfortunately.
Fortunately.
You see, you bring me up.
Yeah,
that's why Haas is here, recording artist Haas.
Yes, sir.
Blessing us with the mic and stuff. Yo, man, so we left off the AI tip and like, you know, getting your like people getting their royalties off of that.
Oh yeah.
You know, because they deserve
better get y'all back off that shit. It's coming.
For sure. So then that brings me to this. Like what are the challenges or the pros and cons of being an independent artist with things like that? Or like for you in general?
I would say pros is ownership. Masters, you get like nowadays, and it's been like that for a little while now. Like record labels are being like, I'm not gonna say they're not really useful. They still are useful, but you could do it on your own. Like there's distribution, I feel like was probably the biggest hurdle that artists face. How to get my stuff on streaming. Now you have like all these like avenues you could take to get your shit on like Apple, Spotify, even like United Masters, for example. Not only do they get your shit distributed, you could get your shit submitted for like the NBA and like fucking movies and shows. And it's like I recently just created my account with them to go through that lane because I'm like I make a lot of my songs, even like older records. I'm gonna just submit because I have records that fit. Like I could hear like songs like Glory playing in the NBA finals. You know what I'm saying? Like so I'm like I'm getting on that lane. But the pros of that, like just ownership of your shit. For me, I feel like that's really the thing that kept me going. It's like I make music. I aim when I create music now. I want it to be timeless. I wanted something that could. It's not just thinking about the money, but truthfully, we live in a world where you got to think about the money. Like,
yo, man, you capitalizing off your talent, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hell yeah. So it's like shit. If I want to make music that's timeless, like I want to make records that are like moods. Like one of my favorite records that I've ever wrote. It's Ramona Beach. Shout out to my boy Dank, my boy Ian. Dope. He produced it. Fucking amazing producer. Ro, both I consider like geniuses. These guys are amazing. But that record, Ramona Beach, I made it after a really bad breakup. And when I made the record, like you said earlier, it's like therapy. And I just felt so great because it's like, man, to put all those feelings and on a beat And for people to hear, like, that's a record that I haven't put out yet. And I'm just like, yo, we need to strategize on how to make this record fucking get out to as many people as possible. Cause I feel like once it's heard, it's something relatable. Everybody's gone through a bad breakup. Mostly everybody. Maybe you're lucky and you haven't, but for the most part, people are gonna hear that record, and that's a record that could spin forever. I call it the greatest breakup record ever made, because I'm like, yeah, I haven't heard one yet. I haven't heard one yet. So I'm like, bro. So that's something where, yeah, man, that's something where it's like, yo, you gotta, if you're making timeless music, you wanna own your shit so that you can get paid for the rest of your life. I have my ASCAP, my BMI, like my, I have my publishing. I own all my shit. Like, and that's the best part. The cons, or I would say the hardest part is, the dreams and goals need funding. So unless you trapping out here, or like or if you're like legally, there's so many ways to get a bag. But basically, if you aren't making like a really good amount of money, it could be a challenge, because certain things take money to do. If you're gonna shoot a music video, that takes money. If you're gonna go to the studio, that takes money. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do promotion or like promos, like in ads, that takes money. So it's like you're really funding everything, unless you're blessed enough to have like a team behind you that's like helping fund everything too. Like that's a way to go about it too. But if not, that does sort of become a hurdle, because it's like, shit, I got to really put up the bag behind my shit myself, because I don't have the big machine behind me doing all of that. Now,
and that must feel great too, because you're the one investing in yourself,
and you reap the fruits of your labor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man. Like, but as far as majors go, and the pros and cons from what I see is like, you have the pros, which is obviously you got a fucking marketing machine behind you. They're gonna fucking blow you up. Like, I've seen artists come out of the blue. I won't say out of the blue. I'll take that back, because it seems like they're coming out of the blue. A lot of artists been working for fucking years. Like, look, for example, shout outs to Cardi B. Like, Cardi B have been putting in work
Bronx.
And like working, and just working and putting shit out. But once she got the machine behind her, fucking Bodak Yellow came out and she took over the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Like, so those are the pros with the majors. It's like, they're definitely going to elevate you to a level where it's like, I won't say nothing's impossible. Nothing is impossible.
Hear it.
But it's definitely more difficult. It's more of a task to get to that level. There's artists that have done it before, like, as tacky as his music is, but Macklemore, for example, independently, fucking super, like, I'm still mad at the Grammys though for snubbing Kendrick. Y'all bugging. Y'all are bugging, but that's another conversation.
Stop the pain.
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with it.
Yeah, like, damn.
I'm about to write a record.
Mad City and Macklemore one?
I'm about to write a record about that, bro.
What the fuck? But you do have artists fully independently that like fucking do it on their own, but it's just more of a challenge. Then there's the cons on a majors where it's like, if you don't, a lot of people, they get desperate. They just want to get a bag. They're just thinking about a quick bag. Oh, they're offering me, I don't know, $250,000 to sign right now. But it's like, okay, you $250,000, but you got all these fees. You got lawyer fees, manager fees, this fee, other fee. And it's not a $250,000. Like, it sounds good on paper. It sounds good in your ear. Oh, $250,000, that's going to fucking change my life. And then at the end of all the expenses, you got really like $100K. And they might throw you in a 360 deal, and now you owe labels a bunch of money. Everything you do, they get paid off of.
Yeah,
you could merch, concert tickets, whatever, depending on how they worked it out. Now, some artists made the best out of their 360s. Like, I know Drake was in a 360, and what he did, once he met like the amount that the label wanted to recoup from him, that they put into him. Everything after that is all PC. That's all in his pocket. So Drake really did it. Like, he's one of the people that I look at that really took the most advantage of a major label and made it work for him. And now he's fucking stupid up. Like,
for sure.
Yeah. So those are the pros when I look at majors. And yeah,
I hear it, man. And like, some of your music has hit mainstream like media and stuff. Like you, one of your songs, "Congratulations," was on Power, bro.
You. Yeah,
like, so that's major
man.
shit, man.
Hell
as much as I hate the show,
hey,
I was like,
hey, yo, Power's fire.
Power's fire.
Power's
that
fire.
scene with the mute with his song. Listen, yeah, talk about that, man. That must have been a fucking mind fuck for yourself, bro.
Oh man, I remember. So my big bro Mario, like he helped out with that situation, and he helped me figure out how to submit the music. Now we submitted the song, and it was like, I think he told me it was like either 40 or 50 other songs that were submitted.
All trash. Okay.
Okay. I ain't hear none of them. I ain't hear none of them.
I was in the office, bro.
But like he submitted it. It was like fair and square. It wasn't like I had any advantage or nothing like that. It was like 50 records were submitted, and they picked my record. And I remember I was at a festival. I was at Made in America. I was in Philly.
Sweet.
I was in Philly for Made in America, and I remember getting like the text message and literally jumping around like a little fucking kid. Like, yo, people, everybody, you know, I'm in a festival, man, people everywhere. And I just look at my phone. I'm like, oh shit, I'm on Power. I just started fucking yelling, jumping around crazy. I was super excited. So that happened, and it was just like, wow, we had a music video for it. We one good thing that we did that helped the song get a lot of streams is we submitted it and made sure that it was placed on. That was my idea. I was like, yo, we have to make sure that you could find it on Shazam. You know Shazam, the app you use to like look up music? Because I'm like, yo, the first thing people are gonna do when they hear the song is they're gonna Shazam it. And boy, was I right. I remember that Sunday morning waking up after the episode, because they would release it, I think it would be midnight, like Saturday night going into Sunday. And then officially Sunday was when, like, whatever, all out or whatever. But I remember that Sunday morning, I checked my Shazam numbers, like how many like times it was looked up. And it was in like, I think it was like close to 2,000 already. Nice. And that's, I was like, oh shit, yeah, this shit is gonna get do some numbers. And yeah, man, that shit was fucking amazing. Shout out to everybody that helped make that happen. Shout out to myself for creating the music.
Yo, for real.
I feel like people don't thank themselves. I thank myself all the time. Fuck that.
You have to.
Shout outs to me.
That's something that I learned as well throughout this process, is that you got to give yourself your own props when you're doing things, man. Yeah, you have to like big yourself up, even the littlest things, you know?
Yeah.
Because if like, you know, you get a Shazam, you're like, yo, each one of those count, man. 2,000 people want to fuck with you.
It's people in Europe. I wish I would have like did a tour and went to Europe, because, you know, it tells you also like on your artist page, like where you're getting like the most hits. And like Europe was like really fucking with me. Like shout out to everybody in Europe.
Shout out the world.
Yo, shout out the world.
Yo,
like,
Europe.
Hey, yeah, like
I'll be the marketing manager. I'll pull up. I'll say, like,
like
on that shit.
But yeah, man, amazing feeling, man. And now it's getting back to that. It's like creating for self, but also just to submit, because it's like I said, it's like mood music. So I want to I have like folders of music where it's like party scene, sex scene, you know, fight scene. Like I have like this, like folders, and I just like separate them so that when I do submit it, it's like I already know what I'm submitting it for, and I know chances are it's gonna hit, cause I'm that nice.
Cause you fuck that shit. I heard your shit. Your shit was like when the fight scene was kung fu fighting, right?
Yeah. I feel like, yeah. Like, no, wait, what? I like processed it. I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck?
I'm fucking with you, bro. Yo, man. So yo, like, cause you see, like, you have levels of success, and that's dope. And like, you know, you're one of us.
Oh,
you know, everybody see, like, you know, cause if you could do it, that means we could do it too, man. Like, what kind of like, you know, advice or inspiration you could give to somebody, let them know, like, you know, about your journey throughout this.
Well, one thing, the wisest words ever spoken to me were from my father. Shout out to my father, Julio Dominguez. He told me, do something with time, because if you don't, it passes anyways. And that's one of those things that just stuck. And I think about all the time. It's just like, yo, I went through my ups and downs. You know, we human. We go through our slumps, whatever, like internal, whatever, just, and like, that's the one thing that that always helps put me back in place. And like, yo, bro, what are you doing? Because I could sit here and be like, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, nah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And then you never get to it. And then meanwhile, days are passing. Days become weeks, weeks become months, months become years. And it's like, yo, you want to take advantage, yo. Like I know one thing about youth. We feel like, first of all, we feel immortal when we're young. There's like this sort of like feeling of immortality. Like, oh, life is so long. It's really not, yo. You gotta make this shit happen while as much as quickly just get on it, because the time is gonna pass and it passes fast, yo. We don't think like a lot of people be like, oh nah, you know, they might be like, I don't know, they might be 18, 19 getting into it and they're like, oh, whatever, like I could take my time. Next thing you know, you're 25. And I feel like once you turn 25, it's like a fast forward button on life is hit. Cause 25 to like the 30s, I feel like flies, bro. So if it's one thing I will say is yo, take advantage of time and just try and use it as best as possible. Like that's the one thing I say. And also, if you feel like down on yourself and whatever, don't let that. I know it sounds hard because I've been through it too. Like I went through that shit like the last year, like where I was just feeling down and just internal shit. But there comes always a moment where you have to stand the fuck up and be like, yo, am I gonna mope around about myself for the rest of my life, or am I gonna fucking get up and get to it? Get to it, bro.
That self-reflection and that self-awareness, like you have to pick yourself up. Yo, things are moving.
You feel
people
me?
Don't give a fuck what's going on.
Nobody.
Like people can't wait on you.
That's a fact. And another thing, you could be the nicest person. And I think I would go through that too, where it's like, man, like everyone that knows me to be like, yeah, he's such a nice guy. Like he's a good person. And you sort of feel like a lot of people might feel like the universe owes you for being a good person. The universe doesn't really. Mm-hmm. If you're not putting any effort, the universe isn't just gonna drop a bag of money on your front door and be like, "Wow, you're a great guy. You helped this old lady carry bags up the stairs. Here's $1 million in a bag." Like, nah, bro, you really gotta go and get it. Yeah. Go and get it. Go and get it. Like for real. If there's anything y'all could take from this shit, go and get it, bro. Time's gonna pass. Just get to it.
We need that, bro.
Hell yeah, man. For real.
We all got to root for each other as well, man. Like it's
hell
not
yeah,
competitive. Man. We're out here trying to do the same thing, same dreams, fact. Man. We need to bring each other up. If somebody's doing great, let them know they're doing great as well.
Hell yeah, man. Like I told you earlier, like just seeing this whole setup and it's just like, man, bro, y'all really doing it, man. Y'all really doing it. Like, cause like it's so easy to fall into like what they call like the rat race, right? Like falling into thinking and it's almost like conditioning. Cause if you look at, and it's, of course, this is no disrespect to our older, like our parent generation or whatever, but like if you look at the sort of like mentality and the way they lived, it's almost like life on repeat, where it's like you get up, you go to work, come home, eat dinner, watch TV, go to sleep, repeat. And it's just like next thing you know, it's like 30, 40 years. And it's just like my father, I'll never forget, like I spoke about it on like this new song I did. My father, I remember after 40 years, like he came home after retiring and like he's like, like voice shaking. Like my father does not cry like that, but I could feel it in his voice. And he's like, oh, I got a cake. And that shit was
like, congrats, right?
Yeah, like 40 plus years, all he got was a cake. Like, and it's like, bro, these companies really don't give a fuck about us. We're expendable. Like, we could, God forbid, something happens to you, you die. Guess what? Shit ain't stopping. They're gonna put somebody to fill that seat right away. Yeah, so man. It's like, man, fuck a job, bro. Like, I use that shit just to fund what I want to get done. But my plan, I'll be damned, bro, if I fucking spend the rest of my life, I'm going to be working till I'm, 60? I'm going to work till I'm 60 and then I could enjoy myself? That shit makes
make no sense.
No sense, bro. It's not scheduled. How Cam said in Killer Season, shit ain't scheduled for us, B. Like, we got to really get to it because they out here, they got his mind fucked. Like, they got his mind fucked and conditioned. We got to break the cipher. We got to break that shit because if you look at it, there's always people that went against the grain and became super successful, but for the most part, especially in our community, whether like Black and Latino community, like you see it a lot where a lot of people, it's people that I've met in my walks of life, so many people that it's like you tell them what you want to do, and they look at you like,
yeah.
oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why do you think like that? I've never met a person that told me they wanted to do something, and how could I respond like that? I never understood that shit. Like when you told me the pockets, I'm like, hell yeah, that's fire, bro. Go for it. I'm never gonna look at you and be like, why would I put any negative like shit in the air and be like, yo, you know how many people are doing this? You know how many times I get that? Like I've met people that I'll tell them I rap or I sing or whatever, and they're like, oh, another one. And I'm like, fuck what? Like, how about you're another one in the grand scheme of billions of people that are like working 9 to 5s to just retire and really look back and be mad as fuck. Yeah. No, like, there's a lot of us, but there's a lot more of y'all, and the direction y'all going and the direction I'm going, it's completely different. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like,
you celebrate that shit because you're doing something that makes sense to you. Like you found like your purpose is what makes you, what keeps you going, keeps you strong, keeps you relentless.
Exactly.
Like I had a conversation at the gym and stuff with this girl. You know, I shouted her out because she's doing like a little fitness page and stuff. And I was like, yo, man, do your thing, man. Keep doing shit. And then I go and I tell her my shit. And I was like, oh, yeah, like I'm doing a podcast. And then she goes and she laughs. And I said, And then she said, I'm not trying to laugh at you. She goes, it's just that a lot of people are doing that stuff. I said, yeah, but my shit's different though.
Yeah.
I said, I was like, nah, it's cool. I said, maybe you could get on and shit. And then maybe you could feel how that energy is on that. And then maybe it ain't gonna be that funny. Yeah. I go, like, there's people that told me so much shit that it was just like, huh? Yeah. You cool? I'm like, yeah, me. Yeah.
Bro. Why not? Why not me?
Yeah. I'm like, why not me? It's gonna be me. It's gonna be them in the seat too.
Yeah.
It's not only gonna be me. It's gonna be we.
And then the shit is, and then like the funniest shit with that is like, I like to speak shit into existence. So when this shit goes viral, when this podcast blows the fuck up and y'all got millions of fucking listeners, it's gonna be a lot of those people that's gonna be the first ones hitting you up. Cause bro, even with like, I'm on my way there, but I can't say, actually, I'm gonna say, cause I like to speak shit into existence, and I believe in the universe and saying shit. So I am a successful rapper, but
you're there.
But like
you've got things.
When you reach a certain level, it's like a lot of people, you start like from the woodwork, just hitting you up out of nowhere. Yo, it was numbers, like, cause on Power I had a song, but then before the song that got all those streams, there was one of my videos was in a scene, so you actually see like my music video playing on the TV and like the song playing. So people watching Power are looking and like, yo, that's Haas. What the fuck? Bro, when I tell you I had numbers texting me that I didn't even know, like unknown numbers hitting me up like, hey,
what's up, big head?
What's up? Yeah. And I'm just like, like respectfully, like, yo, wait, who's this? Like, who is this? And this is such and such from like, and I'm like,
say what?
I appreciate the love. I'll take the love all the way, but I'm not, at the same time, I'm not about to like sit here and be like, yeah, let's reconnect. Cause it's like, it doesn't really feel genuine. You haven't hit me up in all these years. You're hitting me up now cause you thinking like, oh, he's about to be super up. I got to get in where I fit in. And it's just like, I can't really get with that.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's it's a weird space when it comes to stuff like that.
Word.
And it's like
I accept all the love, but at the same time, don't come around acting like I owe you something.
For sure, exactly. Yo, man. So like, I got a couple of quick hitters for you. Just New York based hip hop or music stuff. All right, so here we start with this. Just one word, all right? JayZ Big.
Oh shit! Can I say both? Can I say both?
Cannot say both.
I can't say both.
Can't say both.
Oh man, yo,
my bad for starting.
I would say, like, I have to just pick, or can I explain my answer?
Explain. You can explain.
All right, I'll explain. I'll try and keep it brief because I love Big and I love JayZ both. Like Big, and I'm gonna say JayZ. I'm gonna say JayZ. But only because, unfortunately, rest in peace to Biggie Smalls, he was taken away from us. And I feel like we didn't, even though the 2 albums he left us with are 2 of the greatest masterpieces in hip hop. Like,
yes, sir.
But we didn't get to see, 15 years of Big, 20 years of Big. What JayZ did, I feel like people like to have the GOAT talk, and I think from our culture, there is no GOAT except for that's seeing JayZ. Yeah, other artists could do more numbers, but when you look at somebody that came from the culture, came from the hood, like Hove really was in the streets and really did what he did, and like took something and turned it into something great. When he was getting doors shut in his face, like it was labels not trying to fuck with him. He said, fuck it, I'm starting my own label. Took the drug money, him, Dame and Hoffa, put it together, boom, made it happen. And that's really what makes Jay my GOAT. That and also consistency. Yo, Jay's dropping verses. Jay could drop a verse right now, and I'm like, this motherfucker. You know how like as a rapper, like you listen and it's never hoping they like sort of, it's like a curiosity. Like when I hear Hove is gonna drop a new verse, it's like, I wonder if he still got it at his age. Like I wonder if his sword is still sharp. And he drops the verse and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker, he's so good. Like this nigga is just not. Hove is gonna be 80 still dropping fucking gems
Phenomenal
and crazy
shit,
bars.
bro.
And that's why he's the GOAT to me. Like, so I'll go with Jay. R.I.P. Biggie though. It's love both of them.
Splitting heads, right?
Yeah, bro. That's a good one.
I apologize for that one.
Yeah, nah.
All right,
Cool.
so this one, Big L, Big Pun.
God damn, yo.
Let's go.
This nigga. Oh shit, man. Okay. This is particularly that's also you did it.
I'm a bad person.
I'll give it to you because these are good ones. Okay, I gotta explain again. I'm from 139th in Amsterdam, right? I grew up a few Avs from where Big L is from. Big L is from 139 in Lenox, right? So I remember as a kid hearing Big L talking about, I represent Uno Tres Nueve, and losing my fucking mind. Big L is really like another, actually, and I didn't know him as one of my influences. He was also one of my biggest influences because when I first started rapping, I used to rap, like, I call Big L like one of the kings of like the rapid raps. Like he would rap really quick, like suddenly, and just kill that shit. I was obsessed with that, and it was because of Big L. But Big Pun, also king of rapid rapping. And also as a Latino, it's like Big Pun, like listening to him and growing up with like Big Pun, I grew up with listening. I was in junior high, I was already active. So I was listening to Big Pun, and I still remember watching Twins with him and Fat Joe. And you know the dead in the middle of little Italy, little did we know that we riddled two little men who didn't do diddly. Like I remember seeing that and losing my fucking mind. Like, yo, who's this? Who is this? Oh, yo,
how can he be that long-winded, yo?
Bro,
it's incredible.
Yo, bro. So, long story short, I'm gonna say Pun, but only because, first of all, R.I.P. both of them. R.I.P. Big L, R.I.P. Big Pun. Both to me, legends, gods of rap. Like there's raps, and then there's rappers, and then there's rap gods, which is a category that I might have like maybe like 7 or 8 people that I consider rap gods. Big Pun, Big L to me were rap gods. When you think about gritty rap and like Casualties of a Dice Game is probably, not even probably, it's still to me one of the grittiest stories I've ever like heard in rap. If you had never heard that, if y'all haven't heard that song, listen to it. It's fucking amazing. And then you got Big Pun, who had both sides to him. Big Pun will rap and chew any motherfucker up, but then he got songs like fucking I Don't Want to Be Still Not a Player with Joe, and like would make you dance, and it's just like
make you feel good,
feel good. Like, so I say Pun because I grew up listening to Pun more, but I grew up listening to both. But like as far as like memories, my music, like what I listen to is also memories attached to it.
Yeah, and
the most of the memories I have really are like attached to like between the two is Big Pun. Like I was wilding in junior high listening to Punisher, man. So yeah, I'll go with Big Pun on that.
I hear you, bro. Yo, man, it's been a pleasure having you here, bro.
Hell yeah, it's been a pleasure being here,
that
man.
shit was fucking phenomenal. Like,
yeah.
all your stories, all your your journey going through shit.
Definitely.
I can't wait to see what we got next for you and all that stuff coming on for you, bro.
Yeah.
So, where can we find you, brother? Like, where can we find you on IG, on your music?
Instagram. So my music, the fastest way to find it is HOZ Haz. If you search HOZ Uptown Zoo on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, that's the quickest way to find me. Because when you put Haz, I feel like there's other artists that, which is weird because Haz is a fucking weird name. Like, I don't even know how to what. But yeah, that's the quickest way to find me on streaming. And then as far as my Instagram, Twitter, is I am HOZ. So I am HOZ. And yeah, I'm on there active. Fuck with me, man. Keep up with the journey because I'm really about to turn up now.
Oh man, I can't wait for that shit. I can't wait. Yo, can I be in the booth one day just to watch you?
Hell
watch
yeah.
You work,
I was gonna tell you that earlier, but I didn't want to disrupt the flow of the convo. But hell yeah.
I need that.
Hell yeah, man. I want you to pull up and just experience what it's like just seeing the creative process, man. And yeah,
I need to have a girl be my table while I'm
Yo, facts. Yo, shout outs to her, man.
Yo,
she
shout
helped us
out,
go fake
viral. Yo, bro, it's been a pleasure having you. Yo, it's been a pleasure having you guys tuning in and watching us. Yo, it's been a pleasure.
Keep tuning in, man. Y'all keep killing shit.
Yo, for real, yo, please like, subscribe, comment, and share this, y'all, because these gems is out here. We all need it, y'all. So, yo, guys, take care of yourselves. It's been a pleasure having y'all watch, yo.
Yes, sir.
Let's excel. And let's go Mets. Fuck.